major in, Steve, politics, philosophy, and economics. It sounds just like you at Arizona.
Similar, only different. But you know, shortly after college, Budenholzer actually took over as the video coordinator for the Spurs, and that's where his career took off. He ended up spending 19 seasons alongside Greg Popovich, winning 4 titles, and now here he is coaching the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Posey dishes to Salmons. Salmons off a pick from Posey. Terrific design on the pick play. He lays it in. Posey's got 6 points.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy 2. Very, very well done.
Screen by Brand. Here's Schroeder, right now averaging 5 points a game.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Substitution here for New Orleans. Skinny is checked in for Usher. Evans comes in for Ryan Anderson. Gordon's checked in for John Salmons. And Walters checks in for Drew Holiday. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Al Horford is checked in for Payne. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Damari Carroll's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Corver in for Shelvin Mack. Gordon is the 2 with Evans playing small forward. Davis is out there with Skinny. And it's Walters in at the point guard. That's the Pelicans 5. Evans kicks to Walters. And there's the feed to Posey. It's deflected. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at the Bulls. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in the #1 spot in the conference. The ball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, the Atlanta Hawks, 7.5 games behind.
You know, I think for the Hawks, they've been solid this year. I mean, they've got to be pretty pleased with how things have worked out for them so far.
Well, Clark, I think coming into the season, everybody thought they would be pretty good, but maybe not this good. I mean, they've been rock solid. They're competitive every single night. And this is a very good basketball team.
Al Horford, 6 points for him. Uses the glass to drop it in. Horford's got 8. Here's Walters. Walters off the pick from Posey. Pass to Gordon. Lets the 3 fly. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
Schroeder passes to Corver. Here's Carroll. And the Hawks getting another basket right there. Here's Evans, averaging 12 points a game. Out to the right wing. Walters dishes to Posey. Here's Davis. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Davis has got the lead up to 13 now for the Pelicans. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, Kyle Korver, of course, one of the league's most dangerous shooters. He said three-point shooting had better be the best part of my game, but if that's all you do, you don't get to play that much in the NBA. I try and be solid all around. I enjoy basketball and not just shooting. Kevin, he's a gamer.
He comes from a basketball family, Doris. He has that deep love of the game. You can just tell. Thanks. Posey. Shot is off. And Atlanta will come the other way. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
Remember in that last matchup, they really snuck out a win, a close game, and it came down to a few mistakes at the end. The forcing turnovers, I thought, was the difference.
5 on the clock. Carroll kicks to Schroeder. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by New Orleans.
The Defensive Player of the Year award only came into fruition in the early 80s, but it's mostly been dominated by big men. You have to think at some point Anthony Davis is not only going to win it, but win it multiple times.
That's good. 8 points for Skinny.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Schroeder passes to Horford. No one near him. That one wide left.
And with Davis, it almost seems like a foregone conclusion for him. I mean, the way he is able to time shots up as a defender and shot blocker, man, in his prime still a few years away, you got to think he's going to have a chance to win multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards.
And here's Gordon from outside. He shoots again. Posey, no luck.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Tries it from 19. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Horford. And with Davis and the defensive accolades, it isn't just his ability to block shots. That is just the starting point. He changes so many more along the way. And that's what, to me, sticks out the most.
Yeah, it isn't just limited to blocking or altering shots. I mean, he knows how to use his reach and quickness to come up with a lot of steals as well. And really, I wouldn't be shocked if one day he didn't win multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. He's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
There's 25 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Schroeder. And there's the foul. It's on Dennis Schroeder. That's his first foul.
Well, I love it. He gets there first.
Cover somebody.
And so that's the end of the first half. Pelicans on top. They lead by 13. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Rebounding certainly a big part of the contributions you've made early in this one. Do you think this game is going to come down to which team hustles the most?
Yeah, I think it's going to be about who wants it more. But we're playing with a passion right now, and hopefully we stay driven the rest of the way in order to get this win.
Thank you so much, Kevin. He makes it hard to argue with his logic.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
All right, listen up, guys. Way to come out strong in the first half. Taking care of business, TCB. Continue to have smart possessions. Let's keep the turnovers to a minimum. That was a big boost to our offense. Our offense in the paint was a positive. Our entry passes were sharp, and you showed off some excellent post moves. Really nice footwork down there. And one thing I want to see out of the gate in the third, the pick and roll. It needs to be active and part of our arsenal. I know you can execute. I want to see it. Nobody gave us a chance tonight, but we're right where I thought we'd be. But still, we're a long way from done. So let's keep our effort at 100% all the way to the end.
We're getting back to the action. Changing it up here. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Hawks, we've got Shelvin Mack. Horford is out there with Elton Brand. Then it's Mike Scott. And it's Millsap in at the 3, the small forward. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Tyreek, obviously a nice bounce-back win coming off that last
New Orleans, land of the Pelicans, in a fine Western Conference battle at the New Orleans Arena. This is 2K Sports bringing you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan calling the action with my broadcast partners. The Pelicans making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Lamb, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. You know, Steve, a lot of teams look at this Thunder franchise as a model, of how to go about building a team that can compete for a title through the NBA draft.
Well, it's a good model to follow, but you need some luck, Kevin. I mean, Kevin Durant fell into their lap. If they don't get the second pick in the lottery, and if Greg Oden doesn't go first to Portland, none of this happens. So, yeah, great planning, and they've had a terrific effort to put all this together, but it really comes back to getting Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
Taking a look at the Thunder, international combo up front with Ibaka and Adams. Russell Westbrook out there with Dion Waiters, and it's Lamb in at the 3 slot. He's off on the first.
Going back to touch again on the Thunder, really you couldn't have asked for a better scenario for a small market team to put together a roster like this. I mean, your core pieces, your cornerstone pieces, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, are all relatively young in their careers and seem to enjoy playing for each other, so they're going to be good for a long time.
Well, they did have to deal with some repercussions, though. The Thunder, I'm talking about, they couldn't afford to pay James Harden. They had to make that trade. But I think they've dealt with it really well. They've added some nice pieces, and the Thunder obviously still one of the elite teams in the NBA.
Adams outside, over to the left wing. A floater, no good from Lamb. Pelicans trailed by 8. Davis with a screen on Ibaka. New Orleans moving it around. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Lamb dishes to Westbrook. Passes to Lamb. Back to Westbrook. A 3-ball. That's good. Westbrook's got 5 points so far.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
There's a screen. And Holiday, here we go. He used that pick to get in close. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Westbrook. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Orlando.
He put a lot of pressure on his opponent defensively, too. He had 3 steals in that game.
Adams, the pass to Ibaka. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, going back a few seasons, the Thunder with a great young foundation, but they were faced with some tough financial decisions. In the end, Serge Ibaka was extended. James Harden was traded. Now, most would argue that Harden is the better player, but of course, as far as fit is concerned, Ibaka, I think, was the right choice because of his defensive prowess.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Salmons comes in for Gordon, and Walters checks in for Drew Holiday. Jackson kicks to Ibaka, and it's blocked by Poser. And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession.